Ian as a weirdo or Ian is weird, depending on where you're watching this, doing another cross stream, just because it's kind of fun. So I am going to be making another hat. So I finished my breast cancer awareness hat, and this is what it looks like. I put a pom-pom on top just because I felt like it was a little fun. I used both of the colors, and I just love the way that it gives dimension to the pom-pom. So I'm going to be doing this hat in blues for prostate awareness. Prostate awareness month is in November, and so I figured what better to complement October's main cancer awareness to November's. And plus, I am writing the pattern right now, and I didn't take a lot of pictures because when you're first going through everything, there's a lot of like back and forth. So I didn't write down everything. So I want to make sure I get everything right for the next pattern. So I'm making the hat again, but I'm making it in blues. I'm using the color, my contrast color is going to be, hey Roberta, I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in the color blue. It's literally just called blue. And then I am using Big Twist for my ribbon color, and I'm using the color Sky Blue. Now, it was a little hard to pin down the right color for the prostate awareness because it looked like multiple blues were used, but it looks like light kind of baby blue was kind of the predominant color that I saw, so that's why I decided to do that. Yeah, they're gorgeous, and I'm super excited to see them work together. So I'm currently on my next row, and I just picked up my shit and like off the couch, kind of like this, and now everything's a little bit of a mess. So if you give me 1 second, I'll have my life in order just a little bit more. Are you working on anything, Roberta? I saw that you joined Army of Weirdos. I don't know what happened with that. That really is confusing, but the minute I understand technology will be the day that I die, because it's not gonna happen anytime soon. So I'm writing this pattern, and because hey Crystal, oh my gosh, oh you're on Granny D's too, nice. I am obsessed with that bandana you did. I forgot the name of it. It was like 4 months ago, but it just popped up on my feed, and I was like, oh my gosh, this bandana is just. I think you had it as a bandana, or you can make it as a shawl. So gorgeous. I can't wait to make it, but I have to find the right yarn. But anywho, yeah, it won't matter if it'll get the point across. Exactly. Yeah, and I feel like I'm like kind of like, I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna put a pom-pom on top of this. So I kind of want to refine my closure techniques a little bit so that there aren't as many like bigger holes in the. Oh really? That's so weird. So yeah, so right now I'm working on making the base of the ribbons, which basically is just chain slip stitched into the chainless foundation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, I never really used blues, so I was actually surprised I had any blues at all, because I really don't use blues that much. Blues not. It's just like pink, where like pink I just got for pride colors, and I think I did the same for the blue, where it's just like it was gonna be in different pride projects. But yes, so I have my Word document on half my screen, and then I have you all on half my screen. Say hello to Granny D for me. I always miss Granny D's. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I always miss her lives. I'm gonna time out on my blanket. I did 11 rows today, and then I found this. Oh my gosh, that is so annoying. I hate when that happens. I hate that for you. Okay, so the headache. Ugh, I'm a glutton for punishment and wanted a challenge. This is why I don't do blankets. Yeah, blankets and it's not happening. Oh, you have a headache. Those are the worst. My wife has chronic migraines, and she like somehow still functions. Hey, Lydia. Um, and like I get the tiniest little headache, and I'm just out, and I am so pissed off, and I need to sleep because I feel like my brain's gonna explode. Um, it's so heavy already. It's gonna be like a weighted blanket. Wow. Yeah, that sounds intense. But I can't wait to see it, and I'm sure it's gonna be absolutely beautiful. But this project right now. 13, 13. Did you think it's a change of weather, Crystal? Hello, Lydia. I'm glad Lynn's seeing. Hello. When you see slip stitch on a pattern, what do you like? What abbreviation do you all typically like to see? Um, like, do you use like SLS or do you use like SL or SS? I think I've seen SLS. I had a headache this morning. Oh no. Finally going away. That's good. use Office and save as an odd to my Adobe Reader. Okay. Finding headache meds. Yeah. Whatever works, right? Fourth stitch. I always struggle finding, yeah, I save as a PDF too, so that, it doesn't get all fucked up with the format. Um, 18. Yeah, so this is what it looks like before you start like making the ribbons. It just looks like little pearls. I don't know why. This is just like really cute to me. Has voice response so I can talk as I crochet. Oh, that's awesome. Let me set that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just found out something really cool today. I think it's really cool. So as some of you have been in a while, so the mental health IOP, the intensive outpatient group that I'm doing, that I've done before and I'm currently doing, in their alumni groups, they try to, appeal to a bunch of different hobbies and just kind of help people connect with each other and, have space to do that. They actually just created a tarot group and I'm super excited. So I'm doing that at 8 today. So I think I might do like a 1 or 2 hour live and then do that. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll explain it when I figured out what buttons to push. Yeah, the group I'm super excited for. I secretly hope that my favorite group facilitator is facilitating this one, but either way, I think it's going to be cool. I'm sure there'll be people of all different skill levels, because basic beginner. At one point, I knew what all the cards meant, didn't have to look things up. Now I have to look up everything pretty much because I just don't remember. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So right now I have 2 decks. I have the Rider Waite deck, which is kind of like everyone's beginner deck. The very trusty, reliable deck, very stable, good for beginners. The pictures are very evident of what the card intends to tell, usually. So I have that as a gift from my friend, from my psychic friend, who has so many decks, and I had mentioned that I was looking for a deck, and he just was like, step into my office. And it was literally like a closet. And on the back of the door was one of those like shoe, usually they're used for like shoe holding, where they have like pockets all over them of tarot decks. And I was like, I don't know, like, first of all, like, getting someone else's deck is like a big load of energy that you like take, um, because it has like their energy all over it. And so, you got to do some cleansing and some, different stuff. I'll step into my office. Yeah, exactly. And then, I was like, like I think I'm at the point, I'm so beginner again, that I need to do like a very basic deck. And like I was thinking like the Rider Waite deck, and he just pulled down a bag of it's a Crown Royal bag, which is used for almost exclusively for tarot cards and dice for like D&D. And and so I've never, I mean, obviously I've seen it used to hold Crown Royal, but like I've seen it more used to hold other things. And so he gave me that deck. And then I also have another deck, and I believe it has cats on it. I think it's called the White Cat Tarot deck, if I'm not mistaken. But I like that one too. Got good positive vibes from that one. Um, I like to be able to hold and like touch decks before I buy them, because it's you're like it's basically like asking permission to like read a book, right? It's like, it's like, is this like, do we mesh well? And um so that's what we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. Yay, I can count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Did I do the right number of? I hope I did. I think I put one extra. No, this makes sense. Okay, this makes sense. What are you making today? So I am making the same hat that I was making yesterday. This is a breast cancer awareness hat. Has the pink ribbons all over it. Has a pom-pom on the top. And so I'm going to be making that same hat for prostate awareness. And so the prostate awareness ribbon is a light to medium blue. So this is my contrasting color. I never use blues, and they're so pretty, but I never wear blue, so I'm them for pride flags, and that's pretty much all I had. So I was like, this has got to work out. I wish I had like a navy. I think would really, really stand out on a navy, but you know, yeah. Okay, so 18. 13. Yeah, so I like writing patterns, but like there's also pressure of like, what is this? What is this? Just um, um, I want to make sure that it's clear when I'm talking about the color changes. Did you weigh the scheme before you started so you can figure out how much each hat uses? I did not. I always, because I know that the weight and the yardage on the tag is not exact. I always mean to do it, but I never actually do it. So sorry. I do feel like with a hat, it's a little less. It's like lower stakes than with than with you know, bigger projects that require multiple schemes of different of the same color and stuff like that. You posted the blanket in the group? Okay. Let me check. Oh my goodness. Berta. Oh my gosh. That is insanely, insanely gorgeous. Wow. You are so gifted. All of you are so gifted. It's just freaking mind blowing. Wow, that is the bottom of that blanket pattern and make like a spooky village out of it, but that's just me. But as you know, I'm a little bit more on the spooky side than the other holidays. But wow, that is simply stunning. I am sorry that you have to frog 5 rows of that. Okay, so I'll put like a I'll put so if I weigh it at the end, then I will have um, an overestimation of yardage used. So I will um, I'll do I'll do that. I'll make sure I weigh them at the end, and I'll compare it to the pink ones I use just to make sure I have a comparable number. Or I'll just take the highest because it's better to be, you know, cautious than not. Okay, so okay, I'm writing this pattern, and there's a lot of things that like of times when like I have a front and a back. So would it be easier if I was like round one, you do the front, round two, or is that confusing? And should I do round one front, round one back? What do you think? I think if I do front and back, that might actually be a little bit easier to kind of understand where you place things. But thank you for reminding me to do that, Roberta, so that I can include that information with the. I'm gonna put a note to myself. Now, I'm gonna do it in yards. Um, well, I'll do in ounces and yards because then, like, you can kind of what? Okay, yardage. It's like just because you have a certain weight, if it's a different yarn, it's going to be different yardage. So, but if you don't know how much yardage you have in like your scraps, then that's not helpful either. So I have a food scale that will that I'll use for that. So now we're gonna. I still feel like I did the wrong count. I feel like. Oh wait, no, it's just not tight. Okay, there we go. It's like, because this looks like it's got a gap in it. I made it too tight. Yeah, yeah. I really like how Bag a Day is really good about doing that. Or just at least giving you an idea. Lurking on me. Ooh. Yeah, I need to pick up my. I saw your short and I was like, oh, I need to shawl again and try to like see if it's gonna be if this pattern's gonna be the one. I think it's gonna be the one, but his yarn. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to chain 7. I also don't know if I like this chain 7. I mean, that's what we did with this one, and it was all right, but I did kind of see like that the chain was like a little lax. Probably could cut off one, but that's what. So I wanted to kind of make sure I kind of followed her tutelage. No, yarn fell on the floor. 1 second. Oh, and I also need to make my other swampwood shawl, which it's a 2-row repeat. I really want to make it into like a uh, trapezoidal yarn down. Okay, so we chain 7. Double, treble. And the yarn's tangling already because I was so careless and I brought it in. So yeah, I don't really know what the tarot group's gonna be. Like, are we gonna be reading? I mean, the first draft is always really rough anyway, so you have no idea. Yeah, I try to get it right the first time because I'll like if I don't, then I'll like when I read through it, I'm gonna miss some of the things that I described poorly, and then um, so I try to be like a little bit more like anal retentive than I think I am by nature, just to make sure I try to get it right. I feel like there's a lot of things like I'm not great at explaining. I'm going to try to put some pictures in and maybe some graphs. I've been trying to read graphs more, and they're so much more clear than sometimes like words are when you're describing or you're trying to describe like the stitch you're doing. Because like at one point I do like I double treble three together. That's gonna be hard to explain. And it's gonna be like a whole paragraph of being like yarn over, yarn over, yarn over. So I so yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe yeah, I'm gonna take lots of pictures. Did I take a picture of this? No, but did I need to? Probably not. I don't know. Yeah, I think that was feedback from someone. Maybe it was you, Roberta, on my um was it you, Crystal? Who was it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Someone gave me feedback on my ghost pattern that I didn't do enough pictures. So, and that it was kind of confusing. So, I think because I don't, I'm not like a super skilled crocheter, is like sometimes I kind of just make stuff up and like, okay, this is the stitch now. Um, that, you know, it would be a lot easier if I just had pictures too. Yeah, yeah, I am planning on doing that. Um, I think for the double treble crochet, I'm gonna put for that because I think you know a lot of I put notes for myself in red so that can come back. They're easy to find. I got the dress, so I am. Maybe I forgot to write what I did. Oh, yeah. So the doll that I'm making that has been stalled for quite a while. Um, Yeah, I literally just like I'm like writing every single row because I don't want to have to do this again. Always write down what you do. Yeah, learning that, getting there. I wish I would have done it with the first hat, but I also wanted to make the hat in blue anyways, so it's fine. Not a big deal. I am a little worried because like the colors, while they are contrasting, they are in the same color family. I hope that it is accessible to people who have some level of color blindness, um, because I want to make sure that that it is accessible. But I'm always available to be reached out to if people need guidance on how to proceed with a pattern. Even if it's on notebooks, envelope, napkins, and receipts. Yeah. I have a sleeping kitty I made in the car and no idea what I did. So, yeah, that picture I have on Army of Weirdos where apparently it's AI, but it's like these like three different cats, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to make this. But I'm trying to figure out how to do the stitch, and I want to do it with acrylic yarn because that's what I have almost exclusively, and so I don't think it'll uh, felt, you know, like wool would. So I don't know. I thought about like I wonder what it would look like if you did a single crochet and then after you finished the single crochet, you went back and did like a loop around it, like around like in like all the way around in front of the post. That would give like that kind of look, but it is intimidating to say the least. Because you're like, I need to be smarter than a computer. Oh, shit. I did not try yet. It's pretty far back on my to do list, if I'm being honest. Because I have so much to do that I want to do by Halloween or things like that. So don't be intimidated. Yeah, I mean, I guess it can't hurt to give it a try. I don't have a lot to lose there because it's like amigurumi. Um, it's like you also have to be so cognizant of like the shapes you're making. So I don't know how it would distort the shape or if it would distort the shape and then how I would like correct for that. So Always thinking of the next project. Yep. I'm thinking about this shawl that I keep on wanting to make, but I thought it would be cool to get this pattern out before the end of the month so that if people wanted to make breast cancer awareness hat for breast cancer awareness month, they could. So Nastasia doesn't have any contact information that I've been able to see. So on the scarf pattern that she did like a YouTube short on or whatever, I commented on it and I was like, "Hey, I made a hat like inspired by this and kind of using some of the principles of it. Like, would you be okay with me selling it? Because that's the only way I know that maybe I can get a hold of her." But but if she doesn't say anything, I'm like, I don't know if I can sell this pattern, right? Like, I mean, we're all using everyone else's ideas for inspiration to sell them without the express permission. So, like, would this be any different? I don't know. For some reason, this time, it it like I feel like I need to like ask, uh, even though she shared her pattern for free, and I altered it in many ways. Yes, it's this. So she did a stitch pattern for a scarf that was one color, and it had double crochet, and then it had the ribbons, double crochet, had the ribbons. So I took that, ran with it, and did like made my own pattern for a two-tone hat, and then I also did all the decreases for it. So like I'm not using her exact pattern. Stitch patterns are free game. Yeah, I see. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, I've used like Bag of Days patterns, and I haven't asked her, but I don't know why it feels like this. Okay. Yeah, already at the beginning of the thing, it said like inspired by, and then I like tagged her and I said like she's on YouTube, um, like awareness scarf pattern. Okay, you all are making me feel a lot better. It's good that you're trying to be thoughtful of other designers. Yeah, I usually totally forget, and it's not that I don't want to give credit where credit's due ever, but like I just forget. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that. Um, just because I want to give credit where credit's due. I have to say the thread heart is a lot easier to work with than the big twist. The big twist is a lot more steady. I always get baked on sale. It's pretty much constantly on sale. I know some people hate working with it. I'm kind of back and forth on it, to be honest, but I'm even using my blue hook. No, I don't know. It's really, really dark navy. I don't think it's black, but it's got like a mica powder in it that's white. It was in I got it as a second. Um and so I don't know what line this is from, but it's dark enough where I can take pictures of the yeah, we are. So well the thing is we heard some thunder, but we haven't had any rain yet. So who knows what's gonna happen. Um weather down here is, so do you have many for all six? So I have one in pretty much every size. Some hooks I have doubles of. Really, actually, I only have, for some reason, I have three, five hooks, like H hooks. But that I have it in like the metal, I have it in an Odyssey, and then I have it in like a resin hook. But my mentality now, hey Mala, if I'm saying your name wrong, please let me know. I'm crocheting a awareness hat for prostate cancer. I'm using a pattern that I made based on Nastasia's ribbon pattern. Um, and this one is for breast cancer. As you can see, there's a lot of ribbons and then a pom-pom at the top. So I am making one in blue for Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, which is next month. And try streamlines because I have a pencil hold. Yeah, I would be really interested in how that would work. I I always thought that I mean, I think it would if I like hold my hook like this, it is like a nice rest on like the crook of my thumb and pointer finger. So I wonder if it would be a really good one to do. I would I always like look out for sales when they have seconds. So the seconds, if you don't know, are hooks that for whatever reason they couldn't sell. For some reason that maybe they're slightly bent, maybe they're a little bit too large to be. Maybe they're classified as a G, but they're a tiny little bit large for a G. Something like that. This one is a tiny bit large. So that's why I guess it was classified as a second. Also, sometimes it's just like the way that the color ended up looking in the hook. So usually those are half price, so they're $12 for the streamlines, and those are great ways to see if you like furls in the first place. I think. But they're currently out of seconds. They did a huge sale on like a mystery seconds, and they were flying off the shelves. Managed to get two. Um, I have more of the smaller hooks because those tend to break more, and um, just because it's plastic and you know I learned pencil and somewhere down the line started doing that. I have no idea what happened. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know if I could I've tried to switch to pencil because it looks cool, but because it looks cool. So stupid. Sorry. And this hat will be able, you can make it for any cause that you want to bring awareness to. Or if you just like the way it looks, you could just go buck wild and have a lot of fun. Lost in my brain after, yeah, chemo. I can imagine. Yeah, it's a pretty brutal treatment. So I totally understand that. When my brain went to shit, I my memory became even less reliable than it was before, which wasn't good. So, um, so yeah, I um, I understand the yeah. I lose my words. I understand. It's hard. It's tough. And when I was in treatment, there was someone there who had long COVID, and they same problem where they lost a lot of memory. They have big gaps in their memory now, or they do things and don't remember it. And then they also have brain fog and things like that, and losing words. And so, like, they'd be trying to remember a word, and they'd be like hitting their head like this. And I was like, hey, I'm not trying to, like, you know, tell you how to live your life. I was like, but I lose my words all the time, and hitting my head has never helped. I've never remembered a word after hitting my head. And they didn't even realize they were doing it. Yeah. It's hard, kind of like, it is kind of a state of mourning when we have to, you know, realize of change and how our abilities change over time. And it's definitely not easy, but addressing it and grieving it and moving forward with your new abilities is, you know, hard but doable. And that's been a lot of work for me in therapy to try to kind of not feel so bad about it all the time. Because I, you know, I used to be able to do really complex like math. Now I can't even like look at numbers without getting really frustrated. Like, it sucks. Oh, it's that when you could get to the grocery store. I have a bad sense of direction. I'm terrible. It helps me grab. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm still not great at graphing things. I can like vaguely read them, but sometimes it's just like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Burger, you smell like dog, not like clean dog. Okay, so I'm gonna do some math on my calculator. God knows I can't do it in my and green. Okay. So I have 4 times 18 plus 3, 75. $75. I'm not. Oh no, I didn't think you were whining. I didn't think you were whining at all. I know it's frustrating. But yeah, you do that bio. Yeah. Um, yeah. I just wanted you to know that I understand, and I know that it's not whining. I know that it's hard, and so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so now how am I gonna word this? Because round 2 only connects to the front, and then round 3 connects both of them together. Shit. Round 2 front A? Oh god, that would be so confusing. Oh man. Because I had to do another thing in round 1. But it is round 2, it's another row. But then. Okay. Ooh, severe thunderstorm warning. Ooh, I love thunderstorms. So the reason why I don't want to use right side and wrong side is because I think that implies the direction that you're crocheting from. You're always crocheting on the right side, but it's kind of like layers to a cake. You know what I mean? I think I'm just going to call it row 2 and then say connect it to row 1 back. Because I think that that's just probably the easiest way to say it. It makes sense? Okay, cool. Okay, because it's so hard explaining it in my brain. Okay, so pull through A. Oh, wait. I didn't finish. Cool. Worried about the next row, and I haven't even finished the last row. 。 with pictures. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's hard because I like things. They're not muddy. It's just like there's so many constraints and things to take into account. I said, do not slip stitch in. Do not do a crochet. Don't crochet into the last stitch, but the last stitch was a slip stitch to connect them. So should I use the last stitch? No. I think I'm gonna just delete that line. I have a video where I have a video where I was trying to understand Nastasia's tutorial, and I have not edited it yet, and I keep on meaning to put that up. So if you wanted to do that with me, you could do that. But yeah, I haven't posted it yet, so it's not really helpful to anyone right now. Okay, I have one of these, and I have no snippies to go in it, which makes me very nervous that there are just snippies lying around. Mother. Okay, well, they're somewhere. Okay. Okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, so okay, I do. I'm gonna take a picture of this. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just not great at this. I recognize my strengths, recognize my weaknesses. This is one. Okay, so I need it up here so I can get a good picture of it. Okay. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. My hands are like shaking. Oh, my hands are so shaky. So hard explaining things. 18 times. So confusing. This is gonna be the most confusing pattern to read. I hope I'm doing a good job. I guess I gotta do my best, and that's good enough. Just see me just exasperated and useless by the end of this. Because the whole point of writing a pattern that you're going to share with others is that other people are able to read it. And so I think for this one, I might do pattern testers. I know yesterday I was saying I wasn't going to do it because I didn't have, I didn't feel like I would be able to sell any if I pattern tested because I have a pretty small, YouTube following. But I think it just to make sure that I'm like making a pattern that's understandable, because otherwise it might just be like a fucking total mess. Now I'm really nervous all of a sudden that this is just gonna be like a super shitty. Well, trial and error, right? At the end of the day, I can just unwind with, I was gonna say a glass of wine, but I'm so under the weather that I just don't even feel like that. So maybe just like, I don't know, another ginger ale. And hang out with my wife, maybe watch a semi spooky movie, and that'll be that. So I can't complain too much. Who knows? We'll see how the tarot group goes. I'm super excited about it. Hopefully, it'll give me some more resources into reading more. I think that it's very easy when you start reading tarot, and even when you've been doing it for a while, to have kind of like biased ideas of what cards mean, and until you kind of unlock that like vision to see past up and into what the cards are telling you, like purely. Then yeah. So yeah, I gotta find my cards. I might use the Rider Waite tonight. We'll see just kind of what I'm feeling. Maybe I'll pull my stones out just to have like a nice clean space. Maybe I'll burn some sage. I got some sage here. I have my Florida water, which I do like to use a lot. It just kind of gets me in the right mindset. The smell that's um, very cleansing, very kind of like uplifting, and kind of just like lifts a lot of weight off of you. For a while there, I was doing Florida water every day that I would do a video. And I just found the videos were going smoother and just I felt better when I was doing them. But I kind of fell out of the habit, and I think, you know. Now it just sits back there with all my spooky stuff, and I have my book of crystals. I do have a tarot deck. I forgot about this deck. I have another deck that I bought from Five Below. Five Below has their whole spiritual section, and I don't think the deck likes me. It's a little bit temperamental. It feels like very like teenager vibes, like I have a teenager and I'm trying to wrangle it to like fucking communicate to me, and it's like, nah. So it was like, yeah, I'm not gonna use this deck because just like the way it was like pulling, it was just very inconsistent and like, yeah, it's just like it was very inconsistent and it was very like shielded. I don't know how to describe it. It was just like a vibe. The vibe was off. It was very like a little bit chaotic, but more so like resistant to like wanting to like tell a story. If that makes any, I don't. It feels like it sounds a little stupid and crazy, but whatever. But it definitely had like teenager vibes. So I don't use that deck anymore. It's a very pretty deck, and I'll probably do something with it, but I don't know what because you know if you have a tarot deck, like you can't like you're not supposed to like go take cards out of it and make art with it and stuff like that. Oh, I also have a coloring book, a tarot coloring book. That would be fun to do. very pretty. I think my wife also convinced me to get that from Five Below. She didn't convince me to get the tarot deck. That was all me. But yeah, we'll see if I learn anything. If I like the group. If I like the vibe. Because you know, we'll see. Like I don't even know. Like I said, is it for learning? Is it for people who use it regularly? Are you going to be giving each other readings? Because I do not like doing readings over the internet. um, Fully believe in like the energy we have in our bodies and like how that impacts the deck. So like that's why a lot of times when you get a reading, they will have you shuffle it or you touch it or something like that, and like that informs the deck to like register to your energy rather than the card reader's energy. Um, but I don't really think that it works over the computer. But I think some people just are gifted enough in their psychic abilities to be able to do it pretty much without cards. Like my friend who's a psychic, he really doesn't need cards. He could just read you down. But but he has them just as kind of like a channeling tool to like get the ball rolling. It's 7:17 right now. Make sure things aren't getting all knotted up back here on the inside of the hat. Bless you. Round three. Right. Okay, so where are you in the pattern process? So I'm finally at the part where I'm about to pull the layers together. So as you can see, the ribbons are on another layer than the back layer that I did. So we're gonna combine this, and pretty much once I do this, then I will be able to, then I'll have the repeat, so I can just say repeat this to this for a little while, because I do 3 rows of basically the same thing. And although on the last row of that repeat, I do something different, so I'll have to, I start decreasing, so. Still repeat, right? So yeah, so right now I'm like at this row, and then this will be just repeat this stuff up here, and then this will be most, it's just the last row of the repeat that's different. So I'll have to adjust that in the process. This is like a pretty dense pattern to read, which I personally don't like patterns like this. I think breaking it up with pictures will help, but I'm also like, like this is gonna be annoying to read. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make it like less annoying. If that makes sense. But some things, especially when they're like, do this in the front, this in the back, this in the front, this in the back. Sometimes things are just like that, you can't help it. Because every month, but it is a year-round pattern. People can make it with different colors. Absolutely, every month has a different awareness ribbon and color. Absolutely. I thought it would be really cool. I just still don't have it behind me. I always feel like I do because it was there for so long. But I really like doing. I thought Americana would be great for Pride, or be great for like autism, because they're the puzzle pieces. Um, so I think it would be good, but yeah, as long as I can explain it well. Okay. I wonder if instead of my hook, which might cover the stitches, what if I put this like piece of bright pink yarn supposed to go? So that would like show, I don't know, I guess I could always put just like a line and a picture, like with Microsoft Paint. Yeah, that would be stupid. Okay. It was an idea. I just found this like because of the hat I made yesterday. I've been thinking about black base and a colorful yarn as the ribbon the whole time. It could also be a cow. Yeah, it would be great for that. I put the multiple, so people can make it however they want. Especially if they're not doing any decreases, then I don't think it would really matter. But I thought about using a black base, but for cancer awareness ribbons, I was like, I feel like that wouldn't read well. I mean, it might be fine, but I mean, and anyone could do it. It would be totally fine. I just was like, I don't know if it's like the vibe I want to send off, you know. But I was thinking black. I mean, black is like the best contrast color. Maybe I should have connected it with a different place. This is so tedious. This is the most tedious pattern I've ever written, for sure. Oh, for sure. Okay. So I'm trying to write this pattern and describe what I'm doing. Doing a pretty shit job. Okay. I have a bunch of pictures. I'm not sure any of them are good. Oh man, this should be interesting. Okay, it looks how I want it to look. So I mean, at least see right there. Okay. I think I'm gonna log off early and decompress and clear my space for um, the tarot group because I have about 30 minutes before that. So thanks for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. And hopefully, I will not be reduced into pure madness by the time that I see you next by trying to write this sucker out. So, love you very much, and it was fun hanging out. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.